All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. Always good to see our friend Brian Loring in the store here, and it's been a little while. And I told Brian, I think the last time you may have been in with our good friend Jimmy Mansback, and he's been gone now since 2006. Jimmy, a pioneer in finding small boutique California producers like the Loring Wine Company, and these guys are not tiny anymore. They're about 10,000 cases, 9,000 plus. And they've got a facility now. They're not just in a little warehouse, makeshift wine area. And we love these wines because they're all in screw cap. One of the first producers to realize the value of the screw cap in making wines in terms of their consistency with the consumer, because consumers don't know a lot of times the flaws that come from the cork. They just think that is what the wine tastes like. So we applaud you, Brian, for being one of the first, a pioneer in the screw cap industry in California Pinot Noir. So the Chardonnay, Durell, this is my first time tasting the Chardonnay. I think they've only been making it since 2009, but man, there's not a lot of big, rich, buttery California Chardonnays left. A lot of people have abandoned that style because people don't like oak. Well, hey, newsflash, still a lot of people that like oak out there, right? And this is one of the top vineyard sites in the Sonoma region, Durell Valley, Sonoma Coast. They started making this wine, like I said, in 2009. Full barrel fermented, 30% new oak, that oily, buttery character, really rich tropical fruit, candied lemon, notes of creme brulee, honeyed brioche, full-bodied, rich, only 150 cases of this wine produced, really creamy on the tongue. Like I said, a full-blown style of California Chardonnay, but still nice acidity at the end. I'll bet you could keep this wine for a couple of years, but made to drink on the young side. All right, the Loring Wine Company Pinot Noir Russian River. This is the Appellation series. They buy from 10 different vineyards, and they make the single vineyard wines, and then everything that's left over they put into these Appellation wines. So this is Kiefer Ranch and Graham family, and all the wines are produced the same exact way. This one's got a good amount of dark cherry fruit, plum, hints of brown spice, a little bit of a sun-dried quality here to the nose, a big and fat style of Pinot, that candied black cherry fruit, pretty floral notes, and brown spice, a little molasses kind of note coming out as this wine opens up, some cola on the finish, very good juice at 35.25. All right, the Pinot Noir Santa Rita Hills. I love this region. It has got a distinct minerality to it, kind of like the sea floor, and this wine's got a good amount of candied cherry, tomato, and raspberry fruit, and bright and refreshing on the tongue. Like I said, that briny, minerally character you really notice on the finish there. Silky smooth tannins, good freshness, very good juice at $33. All right, the Santa Lucia Highlands area is one of the greatest areas in California for Pinot, and they destem all of the wines, only berries, and small fermentators. They inoculate with yeast. They don't use wild yeast, and they press barrel and they rack the wine one time, 10 months. They take it out of barrel. 15% new oak. Like I said, all the wines made the same way. This wine's got a very pretty nose, black raspberry fruits, floral notes, oriental spice. A good amount of spice here on the tongue. Really a nice thickness, a nice richness, a silky, velvety tannins though, and a little bit of tannin at the end. This was my favorite of the Appellation series. Excellent juice at $37.50. The Pinot Noir Kiefer Vineyard up next. This one's got a good amount of like rich cherry pie like fruit, notes of cola, fresh flowers, really pretty bouquet there, thick and velvety on the tongue, a solid core of like cherry liqueur like fruit, hints of spice, some tannins here at the end, are good structure in this wine as well. Excellent juice at $53. The Durell Vineyard up next. This wine also showing a good amount of dark cherry berry fruit, black licorice, violet notes, very big and fruity, some earthy notes starting to come out on the second day. Smooth and silky on the tongue, really solid core of black cherry liqueur-like fruit, silky tannins. Nicely balanced, though. A nice amount of spice at the end. Most excellent juice. This was my favorite of all the Pinot Noirs. Well, that and the Gary's Vineyard. The Rosellas, also excellent, though. A big bouquet of fresh flowers, really perfumed cranberry and red cherry liqueur fruit. Really silky, smooth tannins on the tongue here. Red berry fruit. A nice amount of that nuance and spice from the nose lasting through the finish. And then the Gary's Vineyard, a very famous vineyard in the Santa Lucia Highlands. Black raspberry jam here, notes of pretty flowers, oriental spices, light smoky notes, and a bit of earth coming out as this wine opens up. A nice amount of spice here on the palate, that floral character, and silky smooth tannins. This wine is big in nuance, but not in size. Most excellent juice. That's what we had to drink with our friend Brian Loring. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.